Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells time and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air.
Since it is a season of giving, it's only fair that the quarterly gives you a race you'll for sure remember. Welcome to On MDK's coverage of CWorkman's Polka-Party in the Heartland 200, live from Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the On MDK Crew Show. I am your host, Jack Howes. Today I'm going to get you set and filled for tonight's CWorkman Polka-Party in the Heartland 200. And of course, I'm joined here as always with the one and only Cody Workman. Speak. And I think, hold on. Hello?
Yep, I'm there.
Oh, I said hello, like I didn't hear you speak.
Oh, sorry, a little bit cut off it. But yeah, it is a polka party here in the Heartland. Those who don't know, I absolutely love the polka anthem, not just because it's in NASCAR heat, but also because of my rich Eastern European heritage. So we're going to have ourselves a little party here tonight. I know where I am at, it's raining. I've had to move inside my camper here, but you know, in the spirit, we're going to celebrate with the lederhosen, the Wiener Schnitzel, and anyone who has an elk horn or an additional accordion around, bring it. We're going to have some fun tonight.
Alrighty, so last weekend at, well, I shouldn't say last week, a few days ago at Martinsville, it was a domination at its finest by Michael Custer Jr., and that allowed him to gain some spots in the point standings. Take a look now at the standings after Martinsville. Devin Cornelius is still your race leader. Second place is Brian Pasternak. Third is Michael Costa Jr., gains 3 spots from that win. Fourth is Darian Gilliam. Fifth is Brendan Littell. Sixth is Joseph Lombard. Seventh is Jarrett Lundberg. Eighth is Trey Normal, a huge gain from him after nearly winning that race. Coming home in second, gains 4 spots. Ninth is Cody Hicken. 10th is Rusty Walrus. 11th is Joey Stone. 12th is Ed Soundhead. 13th is Dale Reynolds. 14th is Michael Marutz. 15th is Jake Baskinger. 16th is Jonathan Ramos, but you see his name is no color on his name bar because he is suspended. Yeah, he will no longer be eligible for contention, so his name has been decolorized. 17th is Ron Labonte, and 18th is Ray Jacobs. Alrighty, so after that race, who really caught your eye, Workman?
Well, obviously, I think the guy that we were talking about earlier before that race who really needed to have a good run, and that was Trey Normoyle, a.k.a. Raw Gator.
Mm-hmm.
He's had great cars the past couple weeks, Homestead, Canadian Tire, and last week. Homestead, he was able to put a solid 4th place finish together, but that Canadian Tire was one of the top 3 qualifiers and got in the wreck early and was starting to make his way back to the field tremendously before his internet cut out. But last week, he was the only guy that could keep pace somewhat with Michael Kossi Jr. And even though that he gave himself what I believe was a speeding penalty there at first green flag couldn't stop, he fought so hard that entire green flag run to stay just on the tail end of the lead lap. And when we had our one and only caution towards the end of that race, it gave Gator the opportunity to get that win. He didn't, unfortunately, but he still had a really great, strong run for himself, and it was exactly what he needed.
Alrighty, and one driver that I was mentioning, Joseph Lombard, he had an alright day going, but unfortunately his internet cut out. And Workman, you got some thoughts on that?
Oh,
I guess?
yes. Oh, yes, Jet. I got some plenty thoughts on Joseph Lombard. Well, first off here, let's take a look. Going into last week, he was third in points. He got great consistency. I thought this guy was, he's going to show consistency. He's got a great level head around himself. He's going to start making some moves up there, maybe some race winning contention. Oh boy, last week was anything but. So first off, I look at his pit adjustments. He's wondering and he's getting all frustrated. Why is his right front tire burning off so much? Well, I look and it's at an 18 psi, 18 on the right front, and you wonder why your right front's gonna go down and pop so bad. So he starts getting so frustrated, and then he's getting and then with that top of that, I believe he was getting frustrated with the people in his party, and so what he does to do is he tries to back out of the party and just something terrible, Jet. He backed out of the race.
Oh no!
He backed out of the race. How do you do that in a core league race, Jet? How do you back out of a core league race? And it was just, he got emotional. He didn't look at the big picture, Jet. So this week's crying towel goes to Joseph Lombard.
Well, wait, but what? His defense was that, why would the game have the back out circle or back out button be a circle? What do you say about that? Hold on, we can't get you. Yo, we can't hear you. Hold on. Something happened. Oh man, this is not good. Still can't hear you. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I just had to take off the headset. I couldn't handle the crying foul for some reason. So there we go. No headset.
Alright, well, what's your defense? What's your statement on? Because Joseph said that.
Where were we? Okay, so we were talking about how, said, yeah, well, there is no backup feature. Yes, I get that. And I totally agree with Joseph that I believe there should be, hey, do you totally want to abandon this race that you're intending to run 250 laps? Or whatnot? Or even just a shorter race? Yeah, it should have that, extra backup feature. Because I've done it plenty of times too, just in a regular 3%, 4% online lobby race. Never in a league race though. But here's the thing: the only reason that he was in that position was because he got caught up in the emotion of having to leave the party that he was in, and that's the reason why the pause screen got option brought up. So if he just kept his emotions in check, he would have not left that race, and he would not get this crying towel right there. So.
Oh no.
Crying towel goes to Joseph Lombard.
Alright. Well, now all your emotions are up high now. So, alright, let's take a look now at the entries for the drivers that will be participating in tonight's CWorkman Polka-Party in the Heartland 200. Michael Costa Jr. is in it. Ray Jacobs makes his second career Core League start. First one came back at Homestead. Brian Pasternak in the 1 car. Joey still in the 8. Brendan Latona 22. Darren Gillum repping a throwback paint scheme paying tribute to Junior Johnson and old yellow Holly Farms and red car. Dale Reynolds back in the 27 car after, I believe, a 3 or 4 race absence. Cody Aiken in the 28. Jake Baskinger in the 38. Rusty Walrus in the 59. Davin Cornelius in the 77. Joseph Lombard in the 82. Trey Norma in the 85. And Jarrett Lundberg in the 88 car. Alrighty, so now even though it was a very short week, and I know probably have a feeling where Michael Costa Jr. is going to be positioned in your Power 5 rankings after last week, or 4 days ago at Martinsville. It's weird saying last week, but who's you got in your top 5 heading to Kansas?
Yep. So top 3 are still the same that they've been the past couple of weeks. Drive-through. I know he had a 5th place finish last week at Martinsville, but still he was right around there with his other competitors too, and What If and Sloppy Joe, and they were just 1 and 2 spots in front of him. He was around there, and even though he kind of did fall off a little bit, I think he was going for a strategy that required him to go 1 stop less than everyone else, and so that's why he was that far back anyway. But he still had great run speed, and still he's number 1 too there. Second, I have What If again. Another and the most consistent guy here in the entire season so far, and so that's why I have him.
All right. Sorry if they're in a connection with him.
How's that?
You're going robotic, man. And now it's just a still frame of you.
Better?
I mean, but now it's just a still frame of you. Alrighty. We will turn back on Workman when his internet goes back to normal. Now, yeah, the reason why is because before, maybe 5 minutes before we were supposed to go out,
it's only fair that
Workman,
the
he's in
gives you a
Florida,
race
and
you'll
he's in the
for
middle
sure
of a
remember.
massive
Welcome to
storm right now,
coverage of
and that was going to
CWorkman's
affect his
Polka-Party
internet
in
connection.
Heartland 200,
So,
live from Kansas City,
yeah,
in Kansas City,
we
Kansas.
were hoping that nothing would happen, but it looks like, I don't know, Cody may have gone off the radar here. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We got storms here in Southwest Florida right now, so it is.
Oh.
I don't know where I was when my internet cut out.
I believe you were second, or in the second place driver.
Yeah, so second I have What If. Once again, another here place from my him. I believe he's been the most consistent guy so far. In the season, we had another 5th place finish there last week. 4th, I have Sloppy
Since it
Joe.
is a season of giving, it's only fair that the quarterly gives you a race you'll for sure remember. Welcome to On MDK's coverage of CWorkman's Polka-Party in the Heartland 200, live from Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas.
An idea of where he is, and that's towards the top. 4th place, I moved Michael Cassie Jr. back up there into the Power 5 after he was gone for 2 weeks. Second win in 3 starts for him, as far as 3 regular season starts for him. And he's won the last 2 races that he's been entered in, I believe. So he's definitely one to watch out for going forward. And to place my last guy in here, I had to think about it for a second, because I didn't have this guy in my top 10 last week, for a quarter mark through the season. But I think looking at it, I may have been a little bit harsh on ranking him based off of some troubles that he's had, but we just talked about him earlier. He had a great run and great finish at Homestead, and he had what looked like a great car the entire before disconnected, and he was the only guy that could keep up with Michael Cassie Jr. last week. So I'm 5th right now in the Power 5. I have Raw Gator. I think he is definitely moving in the right direction. And even though he had a terrible season, he had a terrible start to the season, the first 2 races. These last 3 races, he has shown that he does have speed there, and even though he is down there in the points right now, he made a significant amount of gap back up last week with his run. And I think if he can just keep grinding out these finishes again, that he'll continue to be a contender.
Alrighty, so now, I was just looking real quick at from the admins or from the drivers. Qualifying just now starting, so yeah, we should get to racing in a few minutes. Let's take a look out now at the race analysis. 134 laps in this race. That's really all we know so far. I don't know what the pit window is going to be yet, but judging from your race that you took place in the Carnation Cup a few weeks ago, what do you expect this race here tonight at Kansas?
That's going to be about, pit window, I'd say it's going to be around the upper 20s, like 26 to maybe 30 laps. But the huge thing, too, is that right front tire. If guys are really aggressive getting down into the corners and trying to carry a bunch of speed through the center and off, that right front tire is going to wear if they're oversteering a bit. So, and it's been a tendency for guys to have that right rear blow practically 1 or 2 laps before their fuel drops off, before they come in for fuel. And just the key thing to keep in mind too, that even though damage is turned off, if a tire blows online, you will still get damaged. You will still get damage on the vehicle. So that's another thing to keep in mind when guys trying to push limits on their tires. But obviously with Kansas, we know that the top line is the most dominant line. I mean, at the beginning of the run here, when everyone's on fresh tires, we'll see guys trying to make the bottom and middle lanes work. But after just a few laps, then we'll see everyone migrate to the top. And it's just going to be guys mainly riding around the top, I believe. But the key to making moves here, I believe, that you have to be pretty aggressive here. But,
yeah.
If you're going to... The guys you're going to see make those aggressive moves, they're going to want to get a run off of the corners, and by the time they catch them going into the corners, they're going to swing down low, pull the slider, and then try to time the slider so that guys don't do a crossover and come down low. So this, in my opinion, is one of my favorite racetracks. That's why I was watching this event tonight. Just because I feel like even though the top line is the preferred line, if you get guys that know how to make passes here, it is one of the most racier tracks that we have on the season.
Alrighty, so one thing, even though you're not going to be there, at least you're going to be representing your name well, because it's for sure going to be a very exciting race. So now take a look at or go into our final segment of this impromptu pre-race show. Picks to win. Workman, you don't really have to. You can really go only off of one race, and that was at Homestead in terms of amount of half tracks, but maybe based off of that, who you got?
Well, yeah, they're definitely basing Homestead's performance off, but also, overall how they've done in the past several weeks, too. This guy, I believe he is due for a win, and I said before that I believe he's the most consistent guy. He was one of the 3 guys at Homestead that it looked like the win was going to be battled between himself and 2 other people before a late race caution came out. So tonight, I believe that What If will pick up his first win of this season.
What If? Nice pick. Well, I'm going to go with the driver that was one of the top 3 at Homestead. I felt like if that caution didn't come out, I felt like he would have had this race in the bag. I've got the 8 car, Joey Stone, Sloppy Joe. I've got him winning. I mean, he's overall just a really good driver regardless. Any track you put him into, he seems to do well. And I just like him on the amount of half tracks. Like I said, went incredibly well at Homestead. Should have gotten the win if it wasn't for that late race caution, and all hell broke loose. But yeah, I've got the 8 car going to victory lane for the first time this season. Alright, well, that concludes this period show. Now we're going to jump on to our fan interactive segment of the show, hashtag AskCoreBooth. It's pretty self-explanatory. You guys give us questions using the hashtag AskCoreBooth for either me or Workman. There we go. And yeah, we'll go answer them and wait until we get the green light to go racing. Right now, they're entering the final lap for qualifying, so make sure you guys get in those questions quickly. Alrighty, so Cito Brown says, will we see the big one at Kansas like real life?
Yes. I have a feeling. I have a feeling, because the other thing, too, about this racetrack is, depending on how guys made their setups, that the seams there. If you hit those wrong, especially if you guys trying to hug the bottom of that top line a little bit, if people hit those seams wrong on exit, it will get nasty.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I will not be surprised if we see the big one, and specifically coming off the corners is where I believe we will see it.
All right.
I'll call it right now. Big one, back straightaway off of turn 2.
I was thinking off of 4 maybe, because you see a lot of drivers hit the wall off of 4 and slide down, but who knows? Okay. Illinois Fighting Fan says, what happened to Soundhead? Soundhead is currently battling an illness right now, so yeah, hopefully he gets better. Yeah, so just a little update there. Let's see. Okay, Fish Production says, do you think there will be short runs or long runs today?
I think, if everyone gets spread out a bit, then we will definitely have long runs. I think, with the more races that throughout the season that these guys have gotten to race around each other, they know how to race each other. And with Kansas itself, even though it can get narrow with a lot of guys moving up to that top lane, I still believe there's a lot of grip in the track as long as you don't hit those seams. But yeah, a lot of it comes down to, like, if it's going to be a case, where we had at Homestead, where we had a caution early, but once everyone got spread out, it was a long green flag run. But then it just took one caution with about 20, 30 laps to go, and it would only be a few laps of green, and then we'd have a caution just because everyone's so close together under the race. So wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like that again.
Alrighty, and that's really going to end it because qualifying just wrapped up, and it looks like Rawgator Trinoma wins the pole. Second place is Joey Stone. Third is Jared Lundberg, the Iceberg. Wow, nice lap for him. Let's see, fifth place is Dale Reynolds. Let's see, sixth is your pick, What If Racing. He starts in sixth place. And, yeah. Alrighty. So, unfortunately, Workman, I don't think you're going to be joining us tonight for this race.
I will not be able to join you guys in the booth.
And
you in the booth chat, but for all you people in the YouTube chat, I will be hanging out with you guys in the virtual Polka-Party, if you would say. So I'll be commenting throughout the race here, and just looking at and be watching the broadcast with you guys, and also maybe once in a while going to some other streams as well and tuning in, being a fan tonight. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm so happy that I picked this racetrack to sponsor.
yeah, but it's a shame that you can't be in it, so... But hey, it's fine. Yeah, so you leaving, that probably means that 90% of the fan base is probably going to leave because probably they can't stand me. But regardless...
Guys, stay with Jet. Stay with Jet. I'm going to play-by-play guy. All of the production and the bells and whistles, that's provide the analysis.
Alright, see you, Workman. Thank you for joining us.
Alright, thank you.
Alrighty, so... we are ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen, in the CWorkman's Polka-Party in the Heartland 200. And it should be a very fun race. Unlike as weird saying last week, but I should say 4 days ago around that time at Martinsville, while it was not that exciting of a race, this race should deliver greatly. Racing in the Heartland, green flag is in the air. But we just came in right on time. Trey Normal is the race leader. Joey's in second place. Who's going to lead the first lap? And at the line, it looks like Trey Normal might have got it. Side by side, entering one to the inside is the 8 car. Joey Stone going to try and slide up the racetrack. And it looks like it might work. No! And it does work. And he's got the 59 car. Rusty Wallace behind him. And here comes What If to the inside for 3 wide for second. Joey Stone now the race leader. Second place is Trey Normal. Then you got a third side-by-side battle with Darren Gilm on the outside and Rusty Walrus on the inside. Okay. Again, sorry guys for the audio issues, trying to get that fixed.
Or are you muted right now? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. One, two. I just heard myself. Check, check, 1, 2. Testing, check, 1, 2.
We're good. I think the audio issues are fixed.
One of the things I'm hearing my voice about 30 seconds later.
Alright,
Oh no. Did you mute us? Because here's the thing. I'm hearing a delay on my Do you want to just change back to Zoom real quick?
Yeah, try that. Test, test, 1, 2.
Yeah, it is. Uh, I mean, we should still try to talk. I mean, like, something's better than nothing.
Okay. Just make sure everything's all good before we switch to us to let everyone know. Alright, here we go, and hopefully this works. 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so I'm sorry folks for the interruption. We're just trying to get these audio issues all fixed out. Currently, Joey Sonhe is the race leader. Audio's working, so that's good. But for some reason, when we get to the actual races, when everything goes haywire, let me try and do something here real quick. Alright. Okay, how is the stream now? Can you hear? Folks, let us know if you...
Robotic.
It's all robotic? Alright, what you're seeing, guys? This is happening. But yeah, it's... Hey, we're trying to make what we can here with this, alright? So, Cody, please fill us in what's happening, because I've been lost this whole time.
All right, yeah, so right now we got about 50 laps to go, 55 laps to go to be exact. We have what could possibly be our second to last round of green flag pit stops. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but right now we have Sloppy Joe. He is our leader right now. And before this round of pit stops began, we had Winvow in second, What If Racing in third, and then a battle for fourth between, I believe, Drive Through and Joseph Lombard.
All right. Yeah, I know people are going to be saying this is weird, this is odd. Unfortunately, hey.
We are making the... This is... I mean, I know it's not perfection, but this is ingenuity at its finest.
Yes. It's... yeah, hey, when you have lemons, you gotta make lemonade. So
yes, I believe everyone can hear us right now.
Yes, everyone can hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, folks, we do apologize for the issues. Yes, better than nothing. And hey, to be honest, this is kind of like a flashback to the old days, because remember when people would stream races or record races, they record on their phone or something. So I guess you could say it's a flashback. To the past. I don't know, man. We're struggling here. Okay, so Jarrett Lundberg, he is the race leader. If we can get
I believe they are two. Gator is in pits right now. Iceberg is the last person to pit, and this is kind of interesting because I think some of these guys, they may be on the verge of making it on one stop or not. But Iceberg, if he could stay out a little bit longer, I think he'll be the best position to make this on one stop. Make this a one-stop race possibly. We talked earlier in the show how the pit window was anywhere between 26 to 30 laps, but it looks like a lot of guys have been pitting before that 30 lap mark.
All right, well, it's 51 laps remaining here and the CWorkman.
I know, what a race to sponsor, huh?
oh my, yeah, you picked the best race to sponsor. And let me get your race logo up. There we go. It ain't much, but you're put on the bottom. It gets the job done. All right.
If you want to readjust your camera.
There we go. Yep. Readjust. Okay. I'm pretty sure this. I'm probably gonna have to hold it like this. So all right. So Sloppy Joe's the race leader. I believe in second place is. Oh. Okay, and
so we got Sloppy Joe. He has a telemetry up right now. Right now it is Sloppy Joe ahead of Winvow about 4.5 seconds. Then behind him, the wheel is really spread out. What If Racing is 10, almost 11 seconds back from Sloppy Joe and was in third. Fourth place you have Darian Gillum. He is 13 seconds back in fourth place, and then about another half second behind him is Joseph Lombard. So we got quite a different amount of things happening right now. We have about 8-9 cars on the lead lap right now. Last car I saw that Rusty lapped was the 59 car of Rusty Wallace.
All right. So let's see if we can get some battles here on the racetrack. It is under 50 laps to go. Do you want to point that out, guys? And even though we've been off, we still have been paying attention. It's been surprisingly a very quiet race so far.
Mm-hmm. Well, it got pretty aggressive there early, but I mean, like we said earlier, that once everyone got spread out, it was quiet too. But part of it too is these pit stops spread everything out. We had a great battle in the top 5 there, but then once green flag pit stops came out, it really spread everyone out here.
Yeah. Again, guys, it's you gotta make adjustments in times like this. Again, this is going to be a 1-week thing. The first and last time you're going to see this. Hopefully next weekend will be a lot more better in terms of production. Yeah, so there you go. Just want to point that out.
Yep. So right now, we have 46 laps to go for Joey Stone. And when he pitted last, it was 55 laps to go. So I'm actually going to take a scroll back here and says what it gives him for an estimated fuel amount. And it says about 30 laps, but well, I've been, like, just me personally keeping track, it's almost like guys haven't exactly been hitting that. Like, they may be coming a little bit before their tires. Like, I see the tire light indicators coming on for some of these guys for the fuel. So that's going to be very interesting. Like, some guys may, they're going to be borderline with this last round of green flag pit stops. You may see some guys not be able to make it to the end here.
Absolutely. All right, so I believe Sloppy Joe has dominated, at least for a majority of the race. We saw the usual contenders of Joey Stone. We saw the one car get into a few battles. Let's see if we can, I guess, do us through the field. Joey Stone in first place. Workman, you start us off.
Yeah, well, Joey Stone, he was one of the guys that when we went to Homestead last, our only intermediate track of the season so far. It was between him, What If, and Dale Reynolds, and so far Dale Reynolds, he lagged out, and then What If, he's back in for the field there. But right now, the top two cars right now are probably the top two in this field right now. Joey's sitting in first, and right behind him, Winvow in second. How about this? For the 3 regular season races of the season so far that Winvow has been able to make, he has won 2 of 3.
Yeah.
Those 2 wins coming in the last 2 races that he's participated in. Now those both were on short tracks, but Winvow is showing that he can definitely compete at any track.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised he's running this well. I mean, even though he's only he's 4.1 seconds behind race leader Joey Stone, still running nicely in second place. Should also point out that they are a drive-through clipped the grass and came right in front of the 85 car Trey Normile. We should remind you that the 38 car Jake Baskinger, the 06 of Ray Jacobs Kamikaze Games, and I believe also the 22 or the 27 car, I should say, of Dale Reynolds, they all have lagged out. So they're not the only ones having issues. So at least that's good. All right, third place, I believe, was the one car of What If Racing, if I'm not mistaken. He's 10.3 seconds or 10.5 seconds behind race leader Joey Stone. Still looking for that first win, running nicely in the top 3. Now, who's
then about another 4.5 seconds behind them? I think we actually got a battle for 4th position right now. Black Flags Matter, Darian Gillum. He's been quietly staying up in the top 5, and it looks like Gator may be trying to go around him here a little bit. And also, I apologize, I'm kind of looking at everything about half a lap late in advance. But yeah, those 2 battling for position right now. Gator may have fallen back a bit, and then drive-through is to be there as well. So let's just pick up one of them. Gator, I think he had some issue early in this race. He may have gotten bumped out of line a little bit, but even though he's 15 seconds back from the leader, another solid top 5 run for him, where he's trying to go for a top 5 right here. And even though he had a terrible beginning of the season, it's runs like this that he needs.
Absolutely. I mean, now as the points leader, you no longer have to sort of, like, you're in a position as Joey Stone will be as to try and get to the front as quick as you can and trying to lead every lap or just trying to get the maximum amount of points. In drive-through shoes, I mean, right now you just have to be consistent. Just stay in the top 5. He's got a decent point lead ahead of second place, I believe 10 or 12 points. So,
well, here's the interesting thing, though, is like when we were talking about the championship battle is even though it's kind of funny because even though drive-through and like Joey Stone, like people call him like probably one of the best people in this league right now, he hasn't made up a whole lot of ground points-wise, and that's because guys like drive-through and What If have also been contending and running up towards the front in these races. So the fact that Joey is out here not only leading what looks like, and I believe he has locked up the most laps led tonight, but the fact that not only that he's leading this race right now and that he could win this, but also his championship contenders, What If and Drive-Thru, they're kind of sitting there in third place and towards the back of the top 5 right now. So We talked about this earlier in the season too, that I believe that Joey Stone was a championship contender, but he would need those championship contenders that he's trying to fight with to have some misfortune. And right now, even though they're not having misfortune, they're definitely not running right behind him.
All right. Let's see who else is. By the way, Black Flags Matter. Darren Gillum, he just made his pit stop. Take a look.
Now, I don't think he'll be able to make it right there. I'm looking at Joey's telemetry right now. I think he should be good. He's crossing the line right now at 39 laps to go. Says he has about 14 laps on fuel. As long as his tires can make it, I believe that everyone from Joey Stone and after him that pit should be able to make it to the end of this race on just one more pit stop.
All right. Yeah, just crossing the line now. Around 34, 35 laps remaining in the CWorkman's Polka-Party in the Heartland 200. Again, apologies for the issues that have been occurring throughout this entire broadcast. Dale Reynolds, by the way, the reason why he's not in this race, very weird situation. Apparently, the disc is NASCAR Heat 4 disc on his PS4 popped out. And I've never heard that happen before. But yeah, that's the reason why he is out of it. And yeah, unfortunate for him because Reynolds, I mean, he had a good streak going, or at least a good run going at the first start of the season until he was out for a couple races. I believe it was 9th or 10th in standings. And now having this on top of it. First race back in a while, and now he's not able to finish.
Yeah, definitely. But while we're talking about that, one guy that we need to talk about, Winval, he's starting to make some small gains on Sloppy Joe here. I'm actually a little bit behind, so a little bit behind. But like, there's been a couple times where Sloppy, he's actually hit the wall a couple times, so he's getting. I mean, we talked about earlier with this top line being the most the most popular line that guys want to go hit. But because of that, like, you know, you push that issue. You know, we talk about the Larson line.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the one track in the lane where guys will run as high up as they can. Where, you know, the higher you up, yeah, there's more speed up there, but you risk of hitting that wall. And Sloppy's slapped that wall a couple times, and it's cost him a couple tenths here and there.
Yeah, right now, yeah, 4 seconds is the gap between first and second. Joey Stone and Winval Makosi Jr. Third place is Whatever Racing. He's 11.4 seconds behind the race leader. All right, let's see if we can take a look at some battles here. I think one is the 77 and 85 car. Neon Black cars of Drive-Thru and Trey Normal. I believe that's for the 5th position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe Gator, he got around him. Quick report, though, the tire indicator for Joey Stone has popped up right before coming off forward, coming to 31 laps to go. I think if he decides just to stay out just a couple more laps here, he may be able to make it. I know I said, like, you know, he should be able to, but he pitted with 55 laps to go. And right now, that would be this time by 25 laps since that point. So I think what do you need to do to split this run in half as well as everyone else, and they need to go about 2 or 3 laps longer. If they can do that, they should be able to make it to the end of this race.
It's going to be interesting to see what fuel strategy is. Do you have an idea on what is Winval's condition yet?
Well, from what I learned from watching Winval is that he's done an amazing job at tire conservation. So what I would do, I would almost risk and take that gamble, come in a lap or 2 earlier than Sloppy.
Trying to undercut.
Yeah, you definitely want, and like, you know, even though this track has a lot of grip in it, tire fall off definitely is key here. I mean, we've seen guys where Sloppy's last lap was a 31.7, and his best right now is about a full second faster than that. So there's definitely time to be made up there. Now, he won't make up 4 seconds, but it's still, like, you know, something you gotta try, and I believe Sloppy's on pit road. Or, nope, he just dove it a little bit there. But I think next time by, he's going to have to pit here. Because his right rear is on 9% and his right front's on 14.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have to pit very, very soon. Let's see. Let's see if he comes on pit road this time by. And it looks like... Oh, he is. He's coming in. Alright, so now we're going to see what will the 00 car Michael Cosi Jr. will do, if he will stay out on the racetrack or come in with the 8 car.
Joey's done got the speed all right. No speeding penalty for him, so he's clean from that perspective.
Second up now from Winval. There he is, and looks like he's also come onto pit road, and he is. So we got the top 2 pitting. I believe the 1 car was also pitting.
15.7 stop for Sloppy. Not the fastest, but it's also...
Oh, and the 77 car spins coming onto pit road. That's going to hurt him a lot. Was battling the 85 car Normal for the 5th spot. It's going to cost him a lot of time. Back out in the race lead. The 8 car, Joey Stoney, has made his pit stop.
I want to see, just with Winval staying out 1 lap longer, that does give him the ability to push his car a little bit harder. Not sure exactly if Joey, if he was saving anything, just to try to keep those tires conservative a little bit. But interesting to see here, because literally Sloppy passed Winval right as he was coming off pit road.
Wow.
But however, this is interesting. He's about 3.5, it looks like. So even I think Winval must have had a much better pit stop, because they're staying out a lap longer than he did. And he actually closed that gap a bit, and he's going to have fresher tires, and he can actually afford to push this car just a little bit longer, just a little bit harder, if he's not worried about tires making it to the end.
Yeah, right now, Winval, before the gap was around 4.1, 4.2 seconds, and now the gap is about 3.5 seconds. So, Winval looks like he probably just got a much better stop than the 8 car of Joey Stone. And you said it. Oh, and he hit the wall there, entering 1. And you said he had much. He now has much fresher tires, I believe. And he just hit the wall again.
Yeah, Winval, he closed in about 2/10 that last lap, and with that mistake here, it looks like. Yep, well, he may have not hit the wall right there off exit, but he got really close. But Winval, he's closing about 1 to 2/10 per lap. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if he can catch him with that, but it looks like, yeah, Stowe pulled ahead just a little bit more. These guys are pretty even right now.
Yeah, right now, this time by, the 8 car will now take the race lead as the 88 car of Jarrett Lundberg comes onto pit road. So now the battle is going to be between the 8 and the 00. 3.4 seconds is the gap, with around 27 or 26 laps to go.
Because just want to mention one guy, although he's in the top 5 right now, Darian Gillum, he's currently sitting 4th place right now. I don't think he is going to be able to make it to the end. He pitted with about 32, 33 laps to go. One that is a few laps outside of the fuel window, and then also if he I don't know if his tires can even make it to the end, even if fuel wasn't the issue. So he may have to make one more pit stop on his end.
And also, we didn't know about this, but apparently, there was some issues or disagreement between the 25 and the 82 car of Gilliam and Lombard. Apparently, Gilliam was blocking the 82 car of Lombard and allowing the 85 car by. So, there's some issues going on between those two drivers. Meanwhile, back up front, the gap has maintained 3.5 seconds between first and second place, Joey Stone and Michael Costi Jr.
Yeah, so 20 laps to go right now. I know, we haven't been able to commentate most of the race here. The first half of the race, it's just kind of silent, but this is what we've been able to see while trying to work out our differences, is that the top 2 cars so far this entire race have been Sloppy Joe and Winval. they have pulled away in front of everybody. So you have Sloppy Joe leading, and then Winbow holding a consistent 3.5 seconds back. Sometimes it will drop to about 3.4, 3.3, and then back to 3.5. But you got to go all the way back to almost half a lap to What If Racing. He's sitting 13 seconds behind Sloppy. Then you got Raw Gator, who's sitting another 17.5 seconds back from them, and then Darian, who's sitting almost 20 seconds back from them, and he'll have to make another pit stop here. So, really, you have two guys that have been the class of the field so far in this event. And I'm not sure if Michael Kai's is going to be able to track down Sloppy, but with the distance that he has, he's going to have to make up about 0.2 of a second per lap if he wants any sort of chance.
One thing I will say, surprising, is you see the driver that Joey Stone just lapped is the 59 car, Rusty Walrus. I expected this season, a lot of people had Rusty Walrus as maybe an underdog, a driver to break through this season, but unfortunately just not been his year so far. Hasn't really shined.
Well, I had that same feeling too, Jet. I mean, like, and he's had speed. It's just that I feel like, unfortunately, he gets caught up in certain situations. Actually, when you're having those issues, he was sitting right up there in that group, in the top 5, and then I think some of them just got loose, and some people got knocked down to the infield and whatnot. So, in that sort of sense, it's not like for Rusty, he has had speed, but unfortunately, he just hasn't had the best of luck, and he hasn't had that consistency either.
Next weekend, we should put on next weekend. It will not be a points race. It will be, though, an all-star event the day after Christmas. The Core League will go dirt trucking at Eldora Speedway. Someone's going to win a lot of money there. Again, that's next weekend from Eldora Speedway, the day after Christmas Eve on the 26th. All right, so the gap between the 8 car and the 00 car, it really has stayed the same. No real change. So as a driver with Winval, we sort of had this situation last time with the 8 car or with the 00 and the 85 car. Are you just going to be pushing it, or do you just maybe conserve your tires a lot more and wait and sort of just maybe have your opponent use up his stuff more in order for you to close in?
Well, I think personally, just looking at who is involved in this situation right now, is if I was Joey Stone, I'd just keep doing what I'm doing. And then Winval, I think he naturally just uses less tire than his competition. So if I was him, I would definitely be pushing hard here and not saving anything. But the thing, though, is that we've seen so far in races this season where we've had long green flag stretches, something has happened. So not saying that there will be, but you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. Like last week, we thought it was going to be an easy win for Winbow, and a late race caution came out, and it definitely threw everything for a twist there, even though he came out with the win.
Yeah, right now it's 4.3 seconds was the gap. Just a few laps, it goes around 3.5. So obviously, Winval probably might have gotten to the wall a bit too much, maybe lost the speed, or he probably just used up his stuff a lot more.
And that's something you have to think about, too, in the event a caution comes out, what do you do? I honestly think that with how hard that these guys are running right now, how much tire wear is, that we'll definitely see everyone come down for 4 tires. But at the same time, too, do you try to conserve what you have for possibly a late race restart and try to take that gamble staying out?
You see the 82 car, Joseph Lombard, he's making a pit stop. Probably tried to stretch it out, hoping for a caution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Darian, he's pitting as well. I think he's pitted based off of maybe overworking that right front a little bit, because he was consistently pitting about 2 or 3 laps sooner than everyone else.
And right now,
and with that actually only puts 4 cars on the lead lap.
It's kind of surprising though, because we, based on from the racing that we saw at Homestead a few weeks ago, a lot of people were expecting this race to be a complete chaos of an event.
Mm-hmm.
So as Joey Stone comes off of turn number 2, 9.5 laps remaining here at Kansas. At this rate, as long as there's no caution and Joey Stone doesn't mess up, he will finally be able to take home his first win of season 2.
Yeah, and he's definitely been due for a win this season. He was one of the top 3 best running cars at Homestead, and he finished second at Canadian Tire. Just made some mistakes at the end of that race. And then also on top of that, he had a decent run at Martinsville last week. Ended up getting put a lap down with wind valve, but actually he made some adjustments during that race that he was able to actually keep pace with it. So, I mean, I know this guy, he is in the pro league, but it's been proven that, when everyone is on these default setups, that it really is difficult.
You're running just a quick update on the tire situation. Currently, we don't have any for, we don't have what WinVal's tire gauge is like, but we do know that Joey Stone's are on the 42 mark, I believe, on the right front, and a 36 on the right rear.
Hey, I do want to mention this right now, is that I think Joey, he has been pushing it harder this run. Because he was a couple laps to the good last time, and now he is only 1 lap to the good. So,
wow.
He needs to make... So, it says an estimated fuel is about... Like, it switches right at the line for him. Yeah, and actually that time it switched right before the line, too. So, I think... If I was him, I'd be backing it off a bit, because additionally, his right rear is at 30%. I know I said that he may be good, but I think he needs to back off here a little bit. He may be in jeopardy.
Right now, as he comes off turn number 4 and heading start finish line, it is 6 laps remaining, and he has about 7 laps to the good. So yeah, he's right on the cut line.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm worried about it from a fuel standpoint. I'd be worrying about it from a tire standpoint. And I wondered if he got his message too, because I think he's backed it off a little bit. I've seen him, like, his moves have been a little bit less aggressive. Like the fuel hasn't been cutting at a rate the past couple laps that it was before. But still, I think he should take advantage of that lead that he has right now over WinVal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we should mention it too. WinVal stayed out 1 lap longer.
And right now, I mean, if he's slowing down right now, then he's still clearly much faster than the 00 car, because he gained 0.3 of a second over the past few laps. It was 4.1, now it's 4.4. 4 laps to go, I believe, this time by for Joey Stone here at Kansas.
Yeah, just looking at him, I think he's definitely back. Like, he's been a lot more conservative here as far as like how he's been driving his car these past few laps, and yeah, I think he's going to be able to get it done right here, unless we get that road caution. And looking back through the field, we do have some cars that are next to each other, about coming off of turn 2 by this point, going down to the straightaway. Some tight battling here.
I believe the 1 and sorry about that. The 1 and the 22 car, they're battling for position here. I believe that's for 4th or 5th place, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. All right. Yeah, now all of a sudden now it's very, very bright in here, folks. Apologies about that.
Tire light indicator is on for Sloppy Joe, and I want to mention this real quick, is his right rear has been dropping like a rock these last couple laps. Yeah, he's 2 laps right here. He may be. I think he'll be able to make it though. I think he's coming to the white flag right here.
Yeah, he seems good to go, but I mean,
Yep,
two to go. All right.
Actually, he's on the back straightaway for final time.
All right, on the final lap already, presented by Black Flags Matter. Joey Stone coming
Get it.
off of turn number 4. He's going to save enough fuel. Came into the series late, and he's going to come out a winner in his 5th start this season, or 3rd start this season. Joey Stone wins the CWorkman's Polka-Party in the Heartland 200 here at Kansas. His first win of 2019, or of Season 2, I should say. And that's going to help him greatly in the point standings. And his win was fueled by an unloaded Cube 88. Congratulations, Joey Stone. Absolute dominating win here in Kansas. Wow.
Going through the rest of the field.
All right,
It looks like
so-
Winval got 4th. Winval got 2nd. What If 3rd. Gator 4th. Those are all the cars that finished on the lead lap. And then Drive Through finished 5th. Iceberg got 6th. Cody H Gaming 7th. Nice rebound for him after having a slump the past couple weeks. Black Flags Matter in 8th. Joseph Lombard 9th. And Brendan Littell rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, alright, so man, this race is over. Again, we do apologize for the issues that took place here. Hopefully next weekend at Eldora we should have no problems, but overall, Cody, so we can end this broadcast. I know it was we really couldn't pay attention to it, but overall, what are your thoughts on this?
I think, we talked about it earlier. Now, there wasn't. Well, first off, we had our first ever caution-free race here. So I think that tells us a lot about these drivers, how much they've matured over the course of the season. But additionally, at the end of the day, I think we saw the 2 fastest cars at the end of the day settling out for the win. I know Gator, who was up there a little bit, something happened to him, but consistently lap after lap after lap, those top 2, Winval and Sloppy, were the best 2 cars, and Sloppy ended up getting our win.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, next weekend, like I said, it will be the Eldora All-Star Race, or the All-Star Race from Eldora. Cody, you're not going to be there, unfortunately, but thank you, though, for helping us get through this broadcast. Again, for the last time, we do want to apologize for all the issues that we've had so far in this broadcast. Next weekend will be a lot better. But yes, so we can finally end out this broadcast. For Cody Workman, my name is Jack Rouse. Thank you so much for watching the Core League Season 2 from Kansas. Congratulations to Joey Stone. He is your winner in the CWorkman Polka-Party in the Heartland 200.